Hey Tarot Tribe, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share with you guys a review and flip through of this True North Tarot deck. I originally got this off of Etsy maybe about 1 or 2 years ago. So I went back over there to see if this deck is still available from the original creator. And unfortunately it is not in their shop anymore. They don't have any listings for it. But I plan to do some searching around, and if I can find a link for you guys, I will post it in the description below. Please note though, I am not affiliated in any way with the creator or any marketing of this deck, so you guys can click with confidence there. I don't get any kickbacks, so no tricks. I just want to be able to help you guys out if you are genuinely interested in purchasing one of these for yourself. So though I have had this deck for a while, it does not find its way into my regular reading deck routine. I still think that it is a super special deck. I think it's beautiful. I think the theme is really unique, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys today. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about the packaging. I don't consider myself a cardstock snob, but quite possibly I am a packaging snob. I think it's great when creators put their tarot deck into a quality packaging. It's the first thing that we interact with before we even get to lay our hands on the cards and the deck itself. So it says a lot about the creator and the pride that they take in their deck and the quality of the entire thing, in my opinion, when they put it in something quality like a tin or one of these hard, firm, durable, stiff, thick cardboard boxes, which this deck is no exception. That's exactly what it comes in. And it also has this nice magnetic snap closure on the side, and it gives the feel of a good quality deck. It was well made. Let's talk about some of the visuals of this box. On the front, it gives a sneak peek of what the overall arching theme of the deck is. We've got these Polaroid photograph images and this silver holographic foil star. Those are things that you will see on every card in the deck. On the front here in particular, we have this picture of what looks to be a distorted night sky with some shooting stars in the background, and the name of the deck kind of handwritten on that Polaroid picture at the bottom, True North Tarot. On the left and right sides of the box, almost mirrored, we have the title of the deck again, True North Tarot, and then that same star split between the top and the bottom. The only difference is on one side it is written horizontally, and then the other side written vertically. So I think that is kind of nice depending on how you may want to display this box on your shelf. And then on the top and bottom, we have mirror images of a smaller holographic star. On the back of the box, we have the title again, and beneath it, it reads, True North Tarot, your intuition is your guiding light. On either side of the back of the box here, and at the middle of the top, we've got holographic foil star and pillars that are coming from the High Priestess card. And then in the center it reads, explore the diversity and underlying energies of our magnificent planet while aligning with Source through the traditional symbolism of tarot. Reconnect with your inner wisdom. May your intuition lead the way always. And then it states it is a 78 card deck with Guidebook. And then at the bottom it gives information about the creators and the publishers who happen to be one and the same. And the website that they include here is peachandleon.co. They can also be reached, at least by this, on Instagram, perhaps at truenorth.tarot. So I may have to check that website out and see if the deck can be purchased there. On the inside of the box, on the inner flap, we have that same star as the front. It just looks like it's been rotated about 90 degrees. It isn't in the silver foil here, just in a white coloring. On the inner magnetic flap, we have what reads in handwriting, your intuition is your guiding light. And then on the underside of where the flap connects with the magnets, we have 2 constellations depicted with lines and dots. And then the first card that we come into contact with is kind of like an intro thank you card. Again, we've got that Polaroid picture type of theme or conveyance of the card here. And the picture in the background is some sort of body of water with ripples going through it and this rainbow sheen. We have a star of flower and then a lotus flower on a vessel which is overflowing with water. And at the bottom it reads, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become," by Carl Jung. On the back of the card, it reads, "Thank you, beautiful soul, for supporting our creation of True North Tarot. We hope this deck brings you into alignment with a deep inner knowing, and that within these cards you'll find clarity and meaning on your journey through life's many adventures. All our love, Leah and Paige." So that's a really sweet little thing to include in the deck, I thought, especially as it goes and continues on with the overall theme. Now we have our little white book. Same thing here. We've got our Polaroid picture imagery, and on the back too, it's as if you flipped a Polaroid picture over, and it even says Polaroid stamped on the back there. And on the front, we've got the same picture as the front of the box with that star, although the star is not silver foiled, but it is kind of a rainbow image. And then simply handwritten on the Polaroid, it says Guidebook. This one, while it is nicely made, it's a bound book. It doesn't have anything written on the spine there. We don't have anything included for spread layouts. If you like that, they don't include that in this book. We also don't have any visual or pictorial inclusions of the individual cards, but we do have a table of contents here so that you can easily find each card, which is kind of nice instead of having to aimlessly flip through. And there is a single entry page in here that they've included on how to use this deck. And it reads, "Hold the cards in your hand, take a few deep breaths, and ask your spirit guides to be with you during this reading. As your guides clear messages that will most benefit your highest destiny path, steer away from yes or no questions. While still holding the cards in your hand, knock or tap the pile of cards several times to spread your energy into the deck. Give the cards a thorough shuffle. Once you feel you are done shuffling, you can begin by pulling your cards, whether it be freestyle or in a specific tarot spread. Feel into your intuition and consult the guidebook for further clarification. Thank your deck and your spirit guides for their assistance and insight. Cleanse your deck in the manner of your choosing to clear the energies from this reading." And then as you can see, it jumps right into the cards themselves. With each entry of every individual card, they do not include any reversals in this guidebook, but they do give the upright synopsis of each card, and they include the upright, some keywords there at the top of each entry. And one of the unique things about this deck is for every image on every card that's depicted as a Polaroid, they include the location of where that image was taken. And so there are locations from all around the world in here that they've taken cards from. The Six of Wands, for instance, is in Singapore. The Five of Wands, British Columbia, Canada. So that, I think, is a really fun little feature in this deck. So now let's get into the cards themselves. We'll talk about the integrity of them first. Take a single card out here so you guys can see kind of the flexibility of that. Pretty good flexibility and plasticity. The cards have a thinness to them, but not in a cheap way. They've managed to make these cards thin, but also still very durable, pliable, and just a good integrity to them. The finish on these cards is maybe a bit of a pro and a con for some. I love this finish. It's that rose petal, soft touch, velvety finish. I think it feels amazing. I have another deck with it that's wonderful. It's my favorite. But with this deck, when I first received it, all of the cards were sticking together, and you can even see it now a little bit. They were sticking together in these chunks, and I had to go through and separate each individual card. They're a little better now, but like I said, this isn't a deck that I use anymore, and so they still stick together a bit. But once you start moving them more, I think that breaks up a little. But when it's brand new, it's very, very noticeable and very frustrating. So keep that in mind if you're considering tracking down one of these decks. If you are a corgi shuffler, so if you like to fan the cards out on a tabletop, you will get a lot of resistance with the cards for this finish. You have to physically force and push them around to get them to move. They do not glide or slide very easily like you would get from a high gloss deck. So keep that in mind as well. I'll take a couple of these off the top so you can get a feel for like a riffle shuffle here. the cards kind of correct themselves pretty well. And the size of the deck, as a small-handed person, the deck has a decent shape. It's kind of a blocky rectangular shape going along with those Polaroids. So they're carrying out the theme there. Holding the deck lengthwise, I can just get it in the whole deck in my grip with small hands, and then widthwise, I can hold it comfortably there. So not bad. I don't usually hold the entire deck in my hand at any time, at least not while shuffling. When I do my initial riffle shuffle, I split it and then I do hand over hand. So especially with that finish, that was a little frustrating because I would get a big chunk of them. But like I said, if you play with the cards, if you dedicate enough time to them, you can get that broken up. It's like they need to get some air in between them to be able to move around and glide a little bit better. So with that, when I get into our flip through, I will mention one more unique thing here with this deck, and that is that each card is handwritten on the bottom, its number and its name. So that's a unique little feature. I would say the only con to that is some of the handwriting might be a little difficult to read or make out, but that wasn't a deal breaker for me. I think a neat little feature they somehow could have done, maybe if they included the pictures of each card in the guidebook, was if maybe they had left the writing blank at the bottom so that the owner could have written it in with their own handwriting. I think that maybe could have been a very special and personal little feature of the deck, but I think it is still really cool that we've got all of this different other handwriting by other people. I think that's really cool. So without further ado, let's get into our flip through here. We're going to start obviously with the majors, and then we'll go into our various suits. So we've got the full there with a single hand. We've got that nice holographic foil on every card, and then that real photographic image in the back. Got the magician here with each of the elemental symbols, the wands depicted with a bamboo stick. We've got our sword, a coin for the pentacles, and then these urns or vessels for the cups. And here's that High Priestess card. Like I said, we've got those two columns that were depicted on the back of the box. For the High Priestess with a crescent moon, what looks to be maybe an orchid and an eye. And the Empress card, very beautiful. All the stars that are depicted on her crown, a rose and crescent moons. The Emperor, we've got a ram's head there, the Egyptian Ankh. And the Hierophant card, two pillars, the keys, Book of Knowledge, and the staff. And the Lover's card, two face silhouettes there, one more of a masculine jaw and a feminine. Chariot with a yin-yang symbol, two crescent moons. And in this deck, I guess it carries along with the Thoth deck. So 8 is justice, 11 is for strength. If that really bothered you, I think you could use like a white gel pen and go over that and then write it in your own handwriting. I guess you could do that with all of them if for some reason you really didn't like the other handwriting. Got the Hermit card here, the nice lantern at the top with an outstretched hand. I will say, as cool as all of the pictures, the photographs that they've taken are, and a lot of the foil inclusions they've made, I don't always connect with each of the cards in the deck. There are many that are just kind of either lacking for me or I don't connect with what they've included, but I still love the deck. I love the uniqueness of it. So here we have the 11 for the strength card. I thought it was interesting that they also included the lemniscate infinity symbol at the top. Instead of it being horizontal, they included it vertically, kind of as a reminder maybe that it can also stand in the place of the 8 in the majors. Here's the Hanged Man card. This is one of those that I don't really understand or connect with the upside down palm tree. The Death card is really beautiful though with the moth. I like that. And for temperance, we've got an outpouring of a vessel with a symbol that looks like a combination of Venus and Mars. A nice devil card here with a scorpion, broken chains at the top, and flames from the bottom. I think they did well here on the Tower card. These pillars, the photograph that they got in the back, a really awesome pillar with a deep crack in it, and then the foil with lightning and rain coming down. A beautiful star, same as what we're seeing on the front of the box. And the moon card. This is one of those with some handwriting that I get hung up on. This word, the, looks like she to me. And the sun card I think is gorgeous. And the judgment card, the hands reaching up from the bottom. The world, the globe and two hands to finish up the majors. Now we'll get into our first suit of swords. The two of swords here, both the swords pointing upwards. I believe it's in the pictorial key book by Arthur Waite. He mentions the orientation of the swords is important because it can denote positivity versus a downward point, negative energy. So they included that, they kept that with the two of swords. With the three of swords though, they oriented one of them upright. They didn't include the heart here in the foil, but they do have the rain clouds. And then the four of swords card, kind of cute that they included a pillow to indicate that time of mental rest. The five of swords, more coming up like a pip deck now. And quite a few of the swords read in that way, which I am not a fan of, but I still like the Polaroid images. So this deck has some cons, but like I said, and that's probably why it hasn't made it into my reading rotation, but it still has a lot of charm and special features that make it very unique. And we've got a wispy curtain there for the seven of swords. And the eight of swords, we've got one bound with rope there. And the nine of swords with a face silhouette as all the swords are pointing down to. And then the 10 of swords, all of the swords are inverted and opposite from the original. And I kind of see this as, this is the end of the cycle. This is completion. This is a liberation of the mental anguish that you get from that journey of the swords. Now going into the court cards for this suit. All of the pages in the deck are depicted by the elemental symbol itself and some sort of animal. I'm not sure why. I don't know if there's a significance with that, but this page of swords is depicted with a squirrel. Again, I don't know if there is a significance. That's something I don't connect with. All of the knights have a shield and then depictions of the elemental symbol. And then the queens and kings have crowns, their symbol, and the queens have gemstones. The crowns are different in that the queen's is more of a dainty feminine crown, and then the king has a bit more of a thicker regal crown. So now getting into the suit of cups, we've got vessels. Here's the one with the lotus flower on it and the overflowing water for the ace. Got our two of cups here, a really nice background image. That picture's gorgeous. Wish I was there right now. The three of cups card, just three simple vessels here. Kind of reminiscent of the pip deck. The four of cups with a nice image in the background. Three that are just sitting upright and then one that's overflowing, pouring out. Five of cups, we've got three pouring out and two sitting off to the side with raindrops coming down, or tears, more likely. The six of cups card, we've got five vessels with rays radiating out of, and then a single one in between and above with the flower coming out. Our seven of cups card, a lot going on here. So each vessel has a different object coming out. Top, we've got a key, a rose, a candle, a serpent, stars, a horseshoe, and a leaf. our Eight of Cups card, we've just got vessels kind of scattered here in different places and a moon. Although the image that was taken isn't nighttime, so I guess that's why they included the moon. Our Nine of Cups card, 8 vessels upright, and then the single one at the top kind of outpouring into the others. And finally the 10 of Cups, we've got our 10 vessels in an arch and then a star at the top. Moving into the court cards of the cups, for our page this time we have a crab with a single vessel. For the knight, we've got our shield and that closed vessel. And the dainty crown for our queen with a vessel, and the gemstone is on the front of it with some waves underneath of flowing water. And for our king, we have more regal crown, a single vessel, and then flanked on either side with fishes, maybe indicative of Pisces. And moving on to the suit of wands depicted with some bamboo sticks here. We've got the Two of Wands with a globe in the center radiating out lots of light. The Three of Wands, kind of getting back into that pip deck feel a little bit. We've got a mountainscape in the background and then a clover over top of the center wand. The Four of Wands, we've got some botanical foil here and the image in the background, very botanical plant life. There are Five of Wands, we've got this nice forest image and just the Five of Wands kind of creating that chaos and conflict crossed over one another. And we've got the Six of Wands here, kind of pip-like, and some leaves up there in the center. And then our Seven of Wands card, we've got 6 wands split 3 and 3 flanked on either side of a single wand with rays of light radiating from it. And then our Eight of Wands card, just all of them flying through the air and what looks to be a mountainscape there at the bottom. Nine of Wands, pretty simplistic. And finishing up with the 10. Instead of the wands being upright in this, they're all oriented horizontally. And then moving into the court cards of the wands, we've got the page depicted with a frog and a single wand and some nice sunflowers in the background. And for our knight, we have another shield and 3 wands on the front of it. For our Queen of Wands, we've got the feminine crown, 2 crossed wands, a flower, and then a gemstone at the top, and a little star underneath the crown. Our King of Wands has that more regal crown, 2 wands on either side, and what looks to be maybe like a dragon or a phoenix on top. And now moving into our coins to wrap up the deck, taking the place of pentacles. There are 2 of coins there in balance. The 3 of coins, they've included that stone arch, the coins overhead of the arch. 4 of coins with a lock in the center. 5 of coins here with some teardrops or rain. And the 6 of coins, a flower in the background, some leaves, and then the 6 coins as an inverted cross positioning. The 7 of coins card is beautiful. I love that tree. And then all of the coins hanging on the tree. Our 8 of coins, 4 flanked on either side, oriented vertically. And in the center we have a hammer and a screwdriver. For the 9, all of the coins are oriented in a pyramidal or triangular shape and 2 roses on either side with some birds flying overhead. And then finishing up with 10 of coins here in a circle and what looks to be a sun radiating out all of this light in the center. And then finally wrapping up with our court cards of the coins. We've got the page depicted with a bee, a honeybee, and a single coin at the top. the knight there with his shield and a single coin in the center. Our queen with her feminine crown, a single coin with the gemstone in the center of it, and then what looks to be a mountainscape below. And then finally, our last card of the deck, our King of Coins. You've got a more regal crown there, some horns above that. The crown is adorned with grapes and grape leaves, and then in each of the corners we have a single coin. And so that wraps up our True North Tarot deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and flip through. Like I said, if I can track down where this deck can be purchased and you're interested, I will include that link in the description below for you guys. But I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing. I'm always coming out with new reviews and flip throughs, and early next year in the spring, I have some decks that will be arriving from Kickstarter that I'm really excited to do some unboxings with for you guys as well. So with that, I hope that you guys enjoy your day and that it's filled with love and peace, kindness, and tons of gratitude. I thank you guys very much, and we'll see you again soon.